What is going on, everybody? We're here and we are live. We almost had just a cold start to the show. I accidentally almost hit the wrong button, but we got you the intro that you guys all love. So
Ryan was like, "Give it to me raw, going
pretty much,
live."
like Jay was like drinking coffee or tea or something, and you guys almost just saw that. That was about to be your first glimpse at the stream.
Gurgling all over. I got to show you something, Ryan.
Okay.
I went to my PO box yesterday, and my fans got me some really cool stuff. You want to see?
Sure. Toilet paper.
I wish they'd send me toiletries and stuff, so I don't have to pay for it. It works for me. No, I got another butter dish. Look at that.
A cow.
Cow butter dish. That'll
Look at those udders.
I know. They're hard. I thought it would be like something soft where you could pick it up, but nah.
Usually like an udder in the middle. Do I not know my cow
It's just laying on
anatomy?
its side there. So, but yeah, it's
That cow's just like, come get it, big boy. That's basically what that cow's saying right there.
Someone sent me pirate ships salt and pepper shaker.
That's cool.
Came from Cracker Barrel. Everybody loves Cracker Barrel, right? You like Cracker Barrel? Are you a Cracker Barrel person? Could you eat there?
I like Cracker Barrel fine. I'm not like, you know how Jeremy gets like 3 spots that he likes to go to, and those are the only places he ever goes to eat? Yeah, like I'm not like that when it comes to Cracker Barrel. But
yeah, if you're on a long road trip and you're hungry and you're like, there's a Cracker Barrel. You guys mind if we stop? You're not complaining, right?
Yeah, exactly. As long as I'm not sitting there eating it like 3 days in a row or something. But yeah, I like Cracker Barrel fine. Always sit there and play the little tea game that infuriates me.
Lose. I always end up with like 6 of those left, which calls me an
basically means
ignoramus.
you're retarded. Like,
yeah, I know.
If you look at the back and you have like over 5 left, it basically means you have an IQ less than 70.
Anyway, this fine gentleman brought me some Starscream original
Holy
Marvel
shit. Graded?
books. Yeah, graded. These are like old. So pretty cool.
It's pretty nice.
Everybody knows I love I hit the jackpot on a couple of these things. And then the guy that sent me the Gremlin stuff. Hold on, my earbuds fell out. He sent me a couple other Gremlin things to add to the collection there. So,
are you a big Gremlin fan?
No, but I mean I don't hate it, but yeah, I must have said something one day about how Gremlins and stuff, and now it's all over the place. So,
well, that's good.
Thank you guys for the awesome haul.
That's
I appreciate
amazing.
it. It's like Christmas every day over here.
Shadow saying for $5, what's the best kind of muffin?
The muffin top.
Well, I think he's more asking about like what flavor, like what the ingredients, as opposed to the best part of the muffin. Banana nut muffin, dude. I don't think you can go wrong with that. Blueberry muffins are really good. Not if I'm gonna eat a muffin for breakfast, I don't really want a chocolate chip muffin or whatever.
No.
Banana nut muffin, that's my go-to.
I'm a heavy blueberry guy, so there's nothing worse than ordering a blueberry muffin. You freaking crack that thing open, there's like 2 blueberries in it. I just want to throw it up against the wall. And that's how I feel. You might as well just give me cornbread or something. I don't know. Why do these people make blueberry muffins and only put like 2 blueberries in them? What is that? Have you ever had one of those? It's awful.
Yeah,
cram that crap in there.
Well, look, when you mix up a bunch of like mix and everything, and you put the blueberries in there, and then you put it out, you're gonna have a couple that have like there's a lot of blueberries in that one and only a couple in that. You know, it's just kind of the way it works.
I always get
they're not individually placing blueberries into each specific muffin. I don't believe
they should have an equal amount of blueberries in every one. I learned that from the movie Casino. Equal amounts, but I always get stuck with the two or three. And they're always on the rim, so it looks like they're packed with blueberries. You're like, oh, that's a good one. Let me have that one. Then it's empty on the inside. Kind of like my life.
Calyoth for 5. Newegg has Ass Cream Shadows.
Newegg is a computer company that you could buy computer parts. Newegg.
Yeah, they have Ass Cream Shadows for Xbox, 15% off before launch. They are that desperate for sales. Can't wait to see the Copium refill line. Usually for those kind of like third-party sellers of games like that, it's not that's not Ubisoft setting that value. That's the other company. But thank you. Stephen De Leon for 2. Oh, great. These two degens. Shout out West Texas, Stephen De Leon.
My Nerdy Home says Jay's very passionate about his Hey, man, I love my muffins. Gotta love you.
Apparently.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Apparently.
Wait, what the freak? Subway Jay.
Can I take your order, Ryan? You'd rather be Subway Jay than Subway Jared, I can tell you that.
God dang, that's true.
Dude, I remember when Subway Jared was all over the TV.
He was the king.
Time. Like they made it such a big deal about him. And then I remember he gained a little bit of weight back and he had to like go back on the diet and all this stuff. He was everywhere on television.
Guy made millions because he was fat and decided to walk and eat Subway sandwiches, and they heard about it and they're like, we're going to make you the spokesperson. Little did they know
he was already the spokesperson for CP. Like they weren't aware of that when all this stuff went down. Not only that, there was also like other stuff with like women who were recording him and like trying to get him to admit to doing things. It's a crazy story. It's a crazy fucking story. Subway Jared could have just been a fat guy who got not so fat,
made a couple million and
made millions and millions and millions. Didn't work out that way. Surhat for 5. Day drinking whiskey and White Monster. I call it a new fashioned. Whiskey and White Monster.
Never.
I mean, I like if I am gonna get a Monster energy drink, usually I do get the white one.
Why is that?
I mean, it's like 0 calories or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But I've never had whiskey in it. I'll give it a shot. Sounds good to me. Chuck Berry, hail to RK3PO, hail chat. Thank you, Chuck Berry. Shadow Saiyan for 10. Bully Hunters are back in action. Yes, Bully Hunters new and improved. Don't you dare say anything bad about these devs or we'll sue you. That's what we're talking about when it comes to Assassin's Creed in a little bit.
You seen that clip, right? Of the Bully Hunters in action?
Oh, yeah. It was fucking a decade and a half ago or something.
Dang,
the thing is, that was all like fake and bullshit as well.
Yeah.
Like it was completely and totally faked.
Hello, Bully Hunters. There's a guy online. The Bully Hunters are here. I hear you've been talking bad to Billy.
Who's the bully? Oh, harassment is not a joke. Harassment is not a joke. But Jay, before we get into the things in the title today, we had a new trailer drop this morning for
yes.
Sequels are all the thing this day and age. Some of them better than others, some of them worse than others. We have the first full official trailer for Happy Gilmore 2. Never in my life did I think we'd be getting a Happy Gilmore 2, but here we are. Adam Sandler, hope y'all have fun, and thanks for all the great times.
You're gonna die, clown! Sorry, I like that line.
And yes, here it is, Happy Gilmore 2 for Netflix, the official teaser trailer. Let's watch, Jay.
Arnold. Jacko. Tiger. SpongeBob? What is that? What's with the beaver teeth? I haven't swung a club in years. I'm a little intimidated. All these guys hit it big now. I don't know where to start. Come on, brother. Grip it and rip it. I guess I need to up.
John Daly.
Yeah.
John Daly in a wheelchair, by the way. Look at
No,
this.
that's a lawn chair, is it not?
Oh, it might be a lawn chair. I thought it was
Yeah.
a fucking wheelchair.
Yeah, I
I'm
did.
like, holy shit.
Grip it and rip it.
That's John Daly, man. John Daly's a badass, by the way.
I guess
he
I
doesn't
need to
care.
update my happy place to something a little more age appropriate.
Little shot of shooter.
Holy shit.
Yes, you got Ben Stiller's character back. They're gonna bring everybody back. And you're right. We did get a little shot of Shooter McGavin right there. You need,
Shooter.
like, if you're gonna do Happy Gilmore 2, you have to bring back Shooter McGavin.
Yeah,
like, there's no
somehow.
choice.
Are they gonna play in like the seniors role or something? I don't know.
No, he's coming back for the tour championship. Come on, he's got to.
Mr. Gilmore? Holy shit.
We're not done with golf. Let them see the happy I fell in love with.
Let's go.
We'll put a little extra into this one. I am so sorry.
I'm convinced that this is just what Adam Sandler wears on an everyday basis.
Just regular every day.
Like, that's just, if you just find Adam Sandler walking in the street, he's probably going to be dressed like this. He's actually probably going to have shorts on. It won't look so professional.
Or something like that at the Oscars. It's a Netflix movie. Probably just brought the old gang back, had a little fun filming it. No big deal. Do we need it? I don't know. Netflix. I just want, man, one of the greatest lines of that film was, "The price is wrong, bitch." That was like one of the best lines ever, dude.
And then every time they play it on like normal television, they would censor it. It'd be, "The price is wrong, Bob."
Yeah.
Like, and
That's
it'd have
some
like a weird voiceover of it. Bob Barker. God.
Oh.
Yeah, look.
It looks like he's losing his house. Maybe, or maybe he's moving. I don't know. And then he's got to go back and play golf to get his money back. Is this going to be like a Rocky 4 thing where he loses or was that Rocky 5 where he lost everything? The one Rocky film no one talks about. He lost all his money and he had to go back.
Well, look, remember, that was the whole point of the first one, right?
Yeah.
Was he was doing this to save his grandma's house or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if they're just moving and he's like moving out because he's probably obviously got a lot of money and is successful and everything. That's what it seems like, but I don't know. Who knows what the actual plot of this entire thing is going to be? Obviously, a lot of actual professional golfers appearing. There's Rory McIlroy, who just won the Players over the weekend. Rory McIlroy wins the Players on St. Paddy's Day. But look, Happy Gilmore was a fucking classic movie. And also it influenced golf because you can't tell me there's not one person who spent any time on the golf course that didn't go out there and try to hit it Happy Gilmore style.
Still do it today.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I want a mulligan on this one. Happy Gilmore style. Let's see if we could crank it down. People in the chat, Jay cursed. I was saying a line from a movie.
That, like, back in the day, like when I was like 18, 19, 20, a lot more flexible and stuff like that. I used to be able to fucking kill it Happy Gilmore style. Nowadays, I don't know how it would work nowadays. Twice as old.
I hope like maybe we'll have a Shooter McGavin redemption arc.
I don't want that. I want him to come back as the fucking villain.
Like you're not like in Cobra Kai, like the Johnny redemption arc.
We don't need that from Shooter McGavin.
You mean friends don't listen to Endless Love in the Dark? I'm remembering the movie now. Some of those lines are great. Chubbs won't be in this one. Well, he died in the other one anyway.
Yeah, he did die in the other one. I do not think. Look, I don't have high hopes for it. I will
No,
definitely
it's a
check it out.
Netflix film, man.
I'll
It's
definitely
like,
check it out when it comes out. We'll see. I don't have high hopes, but who knows? Maybe it'll give
I
us some
think. Wait,
laughs.
correct me if I'm wrong though. Adam Sandler, he has like an exclusive deal with Netflix. So like
He does
the past
a
like
ton of shit with Netflix now.
yeah,
and
so like
has for a while.
he's done like so maybe he needed to fill like a 20 move quota, and he's like, I didn't got nothing. Let's just do another Happy Gilmore. Let's just add it to the quota we've got to fill, or something like that. Maybe that's why we got this. Who knows? Again, like you said, it's straight to streaming. I'm sure people will watch it if they got nothing else to watch. If not, you could skip it. It's not a box office thing.
Oh, dude, Adam Sandler's run in the 90s, early 2000s was fucking awesome.
What was that? What was the name of that movie where he goes back to school? Billy Madison.
Billy Madison.
Yeah, that was. I love that movie.
Yeah, Billy Madison.
That movie was
he did Big Daddy, Little Nicky, which is not a lot of people's favorite ones. Popeye's Chicken.
Yeah.
I was not a huge fan of Little Nicky.
He was the devil's son or something, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
He's the son of Satan, but he was a good guy.
Billy Madison.
And then you get into like early 2000s. It's like Mr. Deeds. Forget when Mr. Deeds came out. But The Water Boy. Come on.
Water Boy. Yeah. Yeah, he just plays a retard. That's why I can relate so well.
The everyman.
Yeah.
And they always gets the girl somehow.
And all the
always
money.
Gets the girl. But yeah, we'll see how it is. Empty-headed for 199. I agree with Josh. Hashtag bring Jay back.
You might see glimpses.
Andre CR for nah. What is that?
I have no idea. I thought you knew.
Fornication? I don't know. Bar King from Turkey for 55 Turkish dollars. What games you guys play nowadays? Helldivers 2 got some updates. It feels great again. Greetings from Istanbul, Turkey. Nerds unite worldwide. I've been on a gaming kind of spell here since I moved. But now that I'm finally getting my stuff set up, I'm getting my sports wall set up downstairs right now, Jay. Got my jerseys, got my Walter Payton signed stuff, my Miracle on Ice, Dr. J. Got to get up some other stuff there. But I'm working on that. And very soon, I'm going to start rolling it back. I'm probably one of the things that I've wanted to play, and obviously had some controversy initially upon release, ended up doing incredibly well numbers-wise, especially for a game that cost $40 million, was Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I really like the first game, and regardless of some of the drama surrounding it, I want to play that one for myself and judge how I feel about it. So I'm going to start playing that pretty soon on my gaming channel, which is cleverly named RK Outpost Gaming. And then you never know. You see us every once in a while on the Geeks and Gamers gaming streams, which I don't know what we're supposed to be playing this week. Usually it's dumb fucking games like Mario Kart or Among Us or Fall Guys or
group games, stuff like that. Among Us. I love Sea of Thieves. I still haven't given up on that yet. So I did finish Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Rather enjoyed it.
It's like a circle.
Yeah.
That's from I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry with Kevin James and Adam Sandler. That was probably late 2000s, though. Maybe mid 2000s. Sir Hatford 2. Blueberry muffins need to be 60% blueberry or more.
I agree. But are we going to get that? Probably not.
Tobias for 10. Tried to stream some Monster Hunter Wilds last night and got a whole 2 views. With the Helldivers 2 update, maybe I should stream that instead. but 2 positive views is more than Ubisoft is getting. Well, congratulations. That means you got nowhere to go but up, Tobias.
Hey man, we all started somewhere.
That is true. We all started somewhere. Samwise GG for 2J. Where is the Monday Hangover VOD?
The VOD?
The
Video on
playback.
demand?
The playback of the stream.
It's there. I usually unlist the live streams and then they go to members, but it's unlisted. It is in the playlist. If you go to my YouTube channel and go to the Monday Hangover playlist, it's there to click. It's just unlisted. And then we upload them to the Monday Hangover YouTube channel that's just dedicated to that show. So all that's there. Yeah, you were mentioned. Your reviews are always mentioned in that show.
Mine?
No, Samwise.
Oh, I was gonna say,
He's
why are mine
he's freaking
mentioned? You guys
funny.
are
He's got
old shit.
his critic list account is freaking like his movie reviews are freaking funny, man. Like so they're like almost a must. I don't know how many followers you have, buddy, but you should have a lot more than what you have, to be honest. They're pretty good.
Collegia for $2. Yasuke is gay for Dark J.
That's unfortunate.
Ryan's banana nut and muffin top. Behold.
Behold.
Thank you.
Banana nut muffin. Can't go wrong with that either. I'd eat that too. Who eats plain muffins?
Those are the ones I make. Like,
freaking eats plain.
You know, like those, what is it? The Kodiak, whatever. Those like a little bit higher protein things. Like the Kodiak pancake mix and waffle mix and stuff like that. Using that mix and a little extra protein powder in there, you can make. They're really dense, but they taste pretty good for what they are. I do banana nut muffins of those. Jeremy's Trump body pillow for $5. Last time I had fast food was with Jeremy. I got covered in mayonnaise. It says Jeremy's Trump body pillow. Well, I believe it was fast food. I'd be willing to bet that. You know what I'm saying? Steven DeLeon. The Bengals blew their wad on 3 players. Yeah, they gave T. Higgins and Jamar Chase a lot of fucking money. A lot. Sir Hat. I use Jameson Black Barrel and Angostura bitters and then add as much Monster as you feel. I will check it out, Sir Hat. I don't have Jameson Black Barrel, but I'll do something. Chuck Berry for $5. Brave New World Cope of the Day. Sam deserves the spotlight as Cap. Sam wasn't liked in either of his first movies. This is a real and heavily upvoted comment. Well, we're going to get into this. Actually, we might as well get into this right now. The Captain America 4 Brave New World Cope has reached kind of next levels. There was a Collider article that made the rounds and like a lot of screenshots of it started to go a little bit viral for good reason because it was such a laughable headline. Captain America Brave New World is officially one of the highest grossing action movies in U.S. box office history.
Well, they want that access, man. Whew.
And you read that, you're like, holy shit, like, yeah, that must be up there. Well, come to find out, it just cracked the top 100 of action movies of all time. You know, passing things that were released, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. And obviously with inflation, it wouldn't actually even be close. But yeah, it broke into the top 100 highest grossing action movies in box office history. But if that's not enough, Jay, this made the rounds, I think, yesterday. I can't believe this is a real fucking tweet, and they actually made a graphic for it. But here it is. Captain America Brave New World has surpassed Black Widow at the box office. Black Widow, by the way, was released on Disney Plus on the same day it was released in theaters. Just so everyone remembers that. Becoming the 31st highest grossing film in the MCU. Now, if there had been 100 MCU movies, 31st highest grossing, that actually could be, okay, something you like, nothing to scoff at. There's been 35 of them. Like, what the fuck is this, right? Of the 35 MCU movies that have been released, right? Let's scroll all the way down here. And we get our bottom 5 or 6. The Marvels, we know, a colossal failure, the biggest disaster they've ever seen. The Incredible Hulk, which released in 2008, $265 million at the box office. In today's money, that's $400 million. Still more than Captain America Brave New World has made. That's just factoring in standard inflation, not like ticket price stuff and like things like that. Captain America, the First Avenger, it just recently passed. $370 million. You know what that would be if it released today, Jay?
I wouldn't know.
That'd be the equivalent of around $520 million, over $500 million, right? Black Widow, which as we just mentioned was released on Disney Plus on the same day, coming out of COVID, all that stuff. That's why they did that. And then Captain America Brave New World. This is what you're bragging about. And you haven't even beat these. Not really.
Maybe they're assuming to the normal eye, people that don't follow this stuff or anything like that, they would see that and just go, oh, okay, so it didn't do that bad. So the naysayers were wrong and they just move on with their lives. But my goodness, man, they are running out of spin here. How poorly else can they spin this? That it's just becoming it was laughable before. It's way laughable now. To compare it to movies that are years old, and I don't know how much more they could spin this to try to make it look like it was successful. Why don't they just come out and just say, hey, man, we tried something, it didn't work. We're going to try something different. That's just what you have to do. Admit it. They will never admit it. They're too prideful. I don't know.
They're all about Marvel. All about Marvel updates. This ain't a flex. The 31st highest grossing film in the MCU. That is the opposite of a flex, Marvel updates.
I'm thinking that's a parody, man. A parody account. If you're going to say something like that, oh my goodness.
But hey, look, I think it'll creep up over 400 million, probably end up a little higher than Eternals, probably not really that close to Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which was a failure. Eternals was a failure. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was a failure.
Yeah.
This movie is a failure. There's no doubt, even with the lying budget that they're putting out there, like the bullshit, dog shit $180 million budget. That's not the budget. We know it's twice that, at least. But even with that, it is a failure. But this is the new cope that has come down. The 31st highest grossing film in a franchise that has 35 entries. Congratulations.
Yeah. Good on you. Here's your participation award. Thanks for playing.
And it just passed a movie that was released on the same day on Disney Plus as it was in theaters.
Jeez.
That's the big flex.
That is what are they going to do for the next one? A Thunderbolt. You think Thunderbolts will do as bad as Captain Marvel? Does anybody care?
I don't think it'll do as bad as
any
Captain
hype
Marvel.
to see the Thunderbolts whatsoever? Is like
you mean I don't think it'll do as bad as the Marvels. But
I mean as Captain America.
Like maybe there's a chance that that's a better movie, but I don't know what the draw is for that superhero team. Like I care more about Bucky than any other character that's involved in there, obviously. But he's not the leader of that team. It's Yelena. It's the new Black Widow's team.
And we don't even know how much of the movie is actually in. Maybe they just teased him like they did with Red Hulk. He's just in there for like the final battle. Or maybe he's in there.
And also he's running for Congress now.
Yeah, he's running for Congress. So that's what I'm saying. Like maybe they'll bring him in to give him a rah-rah speech like in Captain America Brave New World. They'll bring him in there and they're like, well, we're not really the Avengers. We're the Thunderbolts. It's like, no, you've earned that title. Get out there and fight the good fight.
There's at least one action sequence I've seen with him. So it's like, it's not like he's coming in there as his congressman persona. I don't know. I think there's some people who feel like that could be an okay movie potentially from some things I've heard about it, but I just don't know, man.
I just don't see the draw anymore. It's like when you go back to Marvel, like the first three phases. Basically, the the Thanos run. It's you watch. A lot of people went to see the next film because it was all leading to an end. It's like we had a beginning, the story. Whether you like the movies or not, they were almost all of them were very successful because everybody wanted to see what happened next. Maybe they got a glimpse of something. It was all leading to Endgame, right? Like to the end. So these movies are just there's no point to them. They don't move the needle. Nothing happens. There's nothing to these films. They're not origin stories. If they are, they're horrible origin stories. And there's no point in seeing them. Why would I waste all this money to go watch these movies when it's not moving the needle or putting me in a direction of where I'm supposed to go? Maybe that's what Fantastic Four is going to do when that hits. It's like, okay, now we're going to start. I guess they were pushing Kang Dynasty, and then that just crumbled right before it even got started. But maybe Kang was supposed to be in Captain America. I have no idea. Technically, he was supposed to be the next.
He's supposed to be
boy.
the next big bad,
Yeah.
right?
And because
obviously
he
pulled
has
the rug out from under that. Did you hear the leaked audio of him yesterday, the day before?
Not good.
Yeah, it's like I people were very much like he's getting railroaded and this isn't fair. And it's like, look, I am pretty sure that was like I think both people in that relationship are probably assholes. But
Yeah.
he did do these things, right? He did strangle or not strangle her, but choke her, right? He did do these things. And there's new audio of him actually admitting to doing that. And look, the way the audio was gotten, someone recording him probably when he wasn't aware, things like this. Shady, bullshit, whatever you want to say, but he did those things. And everyone wants to pretend like he's just some great guy because the media tried desperately to make him look like that. And he spun everything and tried to play the victim card. And I get it. I caught a lot of flack for talking about Jonathan Major's court case. A lot of people from the Black community didn't like the fact that I was saying it, but it's just out there. Like the stuff was out there. Him on tape, screaming about what a great man he is, and now on tape admitting that he did choke his girlfriend at the time and throw her up against the car and all that. That's
Not
Kang
good.
for you.
Not good. But even that storyline, it didn't really take off like I think they wanted, because they were trying to mix the Disney Plus shows, and I hope maybe down the road they'll learn, but they probably won't, is that people don't want to do homework. So stop forcing people to like watch the Disney Plus shows just to enjoy a movie. It's stupid. It makes no sense. I think they thought that if we make them do that, we'll get more subscribers on Disney Plus because they're excited about the next Marvel film. It just doesn't work that way. Now your movies are bombing. Your Marvel films are bombing. Star Wars is a freaking joke and a half. Like it's more of a comedy now than anything from a galaxy far, far away. And pretty soon, like all these IPs that they have that should be making tons of money, they're just going to end up on your Disney Plus network. You're just going to make shows for Disney Plus, and hope that somebody watches it. I mean, the ratings for Daredevil are hard. I haven't even watched a single episode of Daredevil. So
it's a double-edged sword, right? Because if you're going to do these Disney Plus series, because the general movie-going audience probably is going to keep up with all of them, maybe you're not going to do things that are like super important that happen in them, and they're more like kind of side stories. But if that's the case, how could you expect anyone to want to watch them, right? Like that's kind of where they're at right now in it. People are complaining about things that take place that they didn't understand because they didn't watch every Disney Plus series. Yet if they were to make these series and not have some important things happen, what's the fucking point of doing them? The real truth is there's no point in fucking doing them. They shouldn't be doing them.
What I thought Disney Plus, if they were going to do Star Wars shows, it would be shows like The Skeleton Crew, made for children. No one really cares, but it's a show on Disney Plus. Didn't think that was going to be their main hub for Star Wars entertainment. Maybe a show like The Mandalorian specifically stays on Disney Plus, doesn't hit the big screen while they're making blockbuster films, right? Same thing with Marvel. They could have taken some side stories, the Agents of Shield, something like that, and done shows like that. That's where I thought it was going, but obviously not. They wanted to tie everything in to their big budget production, and I guess they thought everybody was gonna watch the shows, then pay money to watch the films, then buy the toys and all that stuff, but it didn't really work out that way.
The Russo brothers have been kind of on PR. Like, one, they're talking to a lot of people because they just released Electric State on Netflix, which I haven't read that graphic novel. I don't know anything about the source material. The movie was just kind of slop. It wasn't like,
is that the robots versus the humans?
Yeah. It wasn't anything like,
yeah.
I didn't think it was offensive.
It was a streaming movie, right?
Just slop. The problem is you can't be making slop for $320 million. And that's what that cost for a Netflix movie. That's fucking insane. But they've obviously been talking to a lot of people, one, because of that, and Marvel always comes up and they're talking about what they're doing with Marvel. And they have made some comments about getting more focused and, saying that everything's very spread out. And they used to have like a focus when it came to MCU storytelling, and it's gotten completely outside of that, and they want to bring it back to a focus and what they're doing in the movies and pushing it forward. Those are all great things to say. We got to find a way to wrap up all these characters and storylines and things like that are currently ongoing and make it focused. So,
I mean, bringing back Robert Downey Jr., like it screams desperation, That's all.
$20 from Greedy Graffiti. Speaking of muffin tops, I have a muffin top rap animated music video on my channel. Sorry for the shameless self-promotion. Well, just warn us if it's about fat women or not before we click on it. Shadow's saying for 5. What's next? Longest Yard 2?
Yeah, they're still in jail.
The longest 2 yards.
They break out of jail and they're like, you're going to serve a longer sentence unless you play us police officers.
Was Courtney Cox in that movie? Yeah, she was, right? She was
I remember is Stone Cold Steve Austin played a racist. And everybody was like,
that's how the white man rolls the ball.
It's a breakout performance.
That's how a white man tackles. Is that what he says?
Yeah, something like that.
I see that clip every now and then when they're talking about like white football players. Like Cooper DeJean or something. Mozamboni. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
That's a great line.
Bro, is it Billy Madison where he throws fucking flaming bag of dog shit on somebody's porch?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's poop again.
Yeah.
And they're like running away. He's like, he called the shit poop. And like that line for some reason always stuck with me. Like how they thought it was funny that he called shit poop. God. The movies are
Billy
so
Madison
dumb.
was great. It was great. That's where he gave that answer to like that question, and the guy's like, "We are all now dumber because you said that."
A simple no would have sufficed. Thank you. Experiment 626 member for 22 months. Thank you, Stitch. Awesome O 4000. Awesome O movie idea 2374. Adam Sandler has to like go back to Happy Gilmore and stuff. Look, he did was it Uncut Gems? Have you seen that one?
No. Is it good?
Uncut Gems is a very serious movie that he did. That
the one
actually
where he's a
received like a lot
gangster?
of critical acclaim. What?
That's not the one where he was a gangster, was it? Isn't there one that he plays a gangster in one?
I don't know if I would describe him as as a gangster, but he does get in debt with a lot of bad people in that movie, and his kind of fucking life starts unraveling as people are looking for this money and that money. But yeah, Uncut Gems, he gives a really good performance in it, I think. He's someone that can do serious stuff, but let's stick to Happy Gilmore's, you know?
Yeah.
Decrepit. Last night during my comic book stream, we praised how Dark Horse put in work with the amount of Star Wars books they pumped out. Which one's your favorite, Ryan? Jay? I mean, my favorite Star Wars comic run is the Legacy run, which take place basically between 137 and 142 years after the movies. So ABY, like that. Those are still some of my favorite. Cade Skywalker, I think one of the coolest Star Wars characters we've ever seen.
I don't think I have any Dark Horse or even read any Dark Horse Star Wars comics.
They're good. They're better than the Marvel ones. In
I
my
do-
opinion, by leaps and bounds.
I do have like a lot of the Marvel ones, but someone sent me this in the PO box. I forgot to show it off, but the Star Wars thing reminded me. I haven't even taken it out of the wrapper yet.
Oh, that's cool.
Is this a good one? I'm not sure what this is. So
Is it a collection?
It's a Marvel omnibus.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the Vader.
It's a
Okay.
collection.
Yeah. All right. I might have some of these in one of my
Maybe.
boxes over there.
Yeah, one of the only like Marvel runs that's received any praise is the Darth Vader one. I'm not a big fan of it because it's quite frankly all bullshit. But you know, some people did enjoy it. But yeah, like the early era of Star Wars comics, it's very. I mean, it's like the era that it was made in, right? In the 70s and 80s. It's like
Luke
kind of
had
silly, like kind of silly, little goofy. Once Dark Horse took over,
Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on.
Once Dark Horse took over, I think we started seeing like the Clone War, like the Dark Horse Clone Wars comic book run is fucking awesome. I wish we had got to see a little bit more Yuzong Vong stuff. They did the Invasion series. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but
Yeah, see, like in Star Wars #1, which I have, it's got plastic on it, of course. Like Luke Skywalker has a red saber.
yeah, they're just so goofy and silly.
Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, they're very unique stories. So, if that's the right term to say.
Alex McCarthy for 2 RK3PL weekly movie review stream win.
Weekly movie. I rewatched the Boondock Saints for my.
Jay can barely
review.
keep up with the movies he's supposed to watch right now.
I know. Someone want to send me a super chat? I'll go watch Snow White.
Red Mage, the 13th for 10. Last movie I heard Adam Sandler being in was Uncut Gems, one of the rare drama movies he's done. Have you guys seen it? I have. I definitely think it's worth watching just to see Adam Sandler in that type of a role. I don't think I don't know if everybody will love the movie, but I thought it was a really good performance by him. Divine Matrix. It's true. Newegg is offering AC Shadows as a free gift. Just brought a new pre-built PC and declined their offer. There you go. Golden Nuggets. Sorry to be so public, but have I upset you, Jay? I hope not, and think you're hilarious and insightful. By the way, Ryan sucks, though.
Huh? I never see you in any of my live streams. Why would you think you've upset me? Takes a lot to upset me. I'm not upset. It's the internet, man, and enjoy it.
The hottie in the golf simulator with Happy at the end of the trailer is Paige Sporanic. Look her up. You're welcome. Yeah, Paige Sporanic is a female golfer who has massive jugs and basically just wears very little while golfing. A lot of people love her because of that. 8 o'clock for 10. There sure are a lot of former villains running for government positions in Marvel. Mayor Fisk, Congressman Winter Soldier, President Thunderbolt Ross. Well, look.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Well, let's also be real. Kingpin did become mayor in comic books. President Ross did become president in the comics, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know about Bucky.
It is unique timing, though. It's just unique.
Right. I don't know about Bucky becoming Winter Soldier. About Bucky becoming a congressman. I really don't know that. But I would also say he's not perceived as a villain right now at all in any way, shape, or form. So, Maximus BT for 199. Are you retarded? Thank you.
Though they love when you say that, didn't it?
Gen X Memories for 5. Good morning. Do you guys or anybody in your group ever play really old console games, Atari and Television or ColecoVision? Hail to the 199. Not me. I know Jeremy likes a lot of that stuff, but I don't think he ever plays any of it.
ColecoVision? I never had an Atari and Television or an Intellivision. ColecoVision? I'm trying to think.
First thing I had was the NES.
I did have I was late to the game. My dad bought at a yard sale one time a Commodore. Was it a Commodore 64 or a Commodore 128? It was one of those two. You know, we grew up pretty poor, but my dad found one at a yard sale and brought that thing home. And they had a G.I. Joe game on the Commodore 64. Maybe that's what it was. And that was fun. And then I think 2 years later, we got the NES. That's how late to the game we had a Commodore 64. So the G.I. Joe game was pretty neat for what it's worth. You just got to run around and shoot the other people. But yeah, I don't remember Intellivision at all. Atari, yes. I mean, everybody knows what an Atari is. That was like, what was that? Like Pong, like back then, like those games.
I remember going over to a buddy's house when I was young who had an Atari, and I was like, this is kind of gay. That's how I felt about it.
It was like a one button stick.
Mm-hmm. Health Minister of Belgium for 5. Hey, guys, if I were casting a Disney product, would you rather see me in Star Wars or the MCU? Probably the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah, Star Wars is just, they should just
I want to see the Health Minister of Belgium as the female Silver Surfer.
Yeah, there you go. They should just change the name from Star Wars. They just remove that completely. Just call it something else.
Tobias Nexus for 5. The Electric State isn't a graphic novel. It was an art book, unless there's a different one I don't know about. It has great art. I mean, it's an illustrated novel. Like, that's what it is. So whether you want to call it graphic novel or illustrated novel, it's not like a comic necessarily, but it's an illustrated novel from my understanding. I'd never read it, just from all the people I did the review with that they were talking about. I think it came out a handful of years ago. Greedy Graffiti for 5. LMAO, Ryan called it. Yes, your muffin top rap is indeed about body positive ladies. I had a hunch. Bob the Lobster for 25 pounds for Jay's Snow White detention time fun. Sorry, dude.
You really sent me money to go see it? What the heck, bro? Is that enough for is that enough?
25 pounds.
That means I have to go Thursday? I'll have to go to the early bird. I wonder if there's any now that you asked, I wonder if how many seats are left.
I've been seeing people post empty theaters all over. And obviously all of that is anecdotal. I was checking out the big one, the AMC Disney Springs one, which is just the one for all the big Disney premieres. And like, there's a handful of them that are sold pretty well, but there's also a multitude of screenings on their massive theaters that are damn near empty, like 200 seat theaters that have sold like 10 tickets or something. DD60.
I'm sorry. So at Disney Springs, their 5 o'clock show on Thursday. Let me just show it. They've sold 1 ticket. This guy right here. Should I buy a ticket and sit right next to him and see what? Who's gonna super chat that? So I get a ticket right next to. I'll sit right next to him in an empty seat. Of course, this is Thursday. I'm just saying Thursday at 5:00. So there's that. So there's plenty of seats available. Oh, wait, let's check the 7:30. Just out of curiosity, they are doing a red carpet, right? They're doing a red carpet.
I don't.
So,
well, I think it's just the normal thing they always have. out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like
I
the
mean,
big
I say
picture of the
red carpet. They're gonna
They
have
always do
like,
that, right?
yeah. It's a big.
It's not a premiere thing. It's
No,
just,
no. But they'll have like places like to take pictures in front of and all that stuff.
I mean, just
So,
look at some of these that I've seen. Opening Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Perfect time for a family and small children to watch a movie. There's 6 tickets sold in like a over 100-seat theater here. Mexican
yeah.
Iron Man. Opening day near me. No tickets sold. No hate on Snow White, but do they really need 14 theaters? Mostly empty for this weekend. This is Tyson's Corner. Look at these, Jay.
Yeah.
Like this is all in one thing. This is in Virginia, if I remember, where Tyson's Corner is.
So here's this. This is, I just pulled this up. This is Universal City Walk at 7:30 p.m. This is, do you mind if I'll
go
switch
ahead.
over? So this is, yeah. So all the middle section's been sold. And the one guy is sitting on the very end. Maybe I should buy a ticket to sit right next to him on the top row.
That is a good spot to sit because
no one will be behind you. You
yeah,
can
no one's gonna buy the one next to you. It's pretty much center. That's a good one to sit at, actually. Not looking great. Although I will say this, I think that movies like this generate more walk-up business than a lot of like the MCU stuff where so many people are going to be planning on when they're going to go and stuff like that. I do think in general it'll generate more walk-up business than we're used to seeing with big tentpole type of things. However, it's not very positive for them to see all of these theaters that are essentially like have sold no tickets for this opening weekend. And it's all anecdotal, all depends on where you're at. I'm sure there's a handful of them. I'm sure you go out maybe somewhere in the middle of LA, you might see a bunch of sold out ones. Like, just going to depend, but still not a good look. Not a good look. But Jay, what if I told you that if you criticize Geeks and Gamers Daily, we're going to sue you?
I'd be pretty silly.
You think so?
And pretty funny. Even if you acted as if you meant it, I think that would be a pretty hilarious joke. I'm like,
well, what
where
if
are
I
we
told you
living
that's
at?
exactly what Ubisoft is planning to do for Assassin's Creed Shadows? Assassin's Creed Shadows has had a lot of controversy in the lead up to its release. Multiple delays, a lot of backlash, including for the first trailer that got released, whether it's about the location and the attention to detail that was paid to Japan. A lot of backlash from Japanese people over that. The inclusion of Yasuke instead of a Japanese male protagonist. A lot of backlash for that as well. And now even the devs are admitting what we've been talking about for the past several months. The future of Ubisoft is relying on this release. Ubisoft dev confirms high stakes for Assassin's Creed Shadows. If the game performs moderately, we're really in trouble. Basically saying it needs to be a huge smash hit. Well, Ubisoft is getting ahead of some of the perceived hate that they might be getting for this game when it releases. And in fact, they're set out to take legal action against you if you go out there and harass any of their developers. What does harassment exactly mean? We don't know. Hasn't been defined very clearly by them, but you better behave because we'll come after you. Ubisoft reportedly has an anti-harassment plan in place for Assassin's Creed Shadows developers. Employees are advised not to post on social media. A team will be monitoring for targeted attacks, and lawyers are ready to file complaints in the event of proven harassment. Now, I don't think like going after somebody and like maybe going after their family or whatever. I don't think that needs to happen for a game like this. However, how are they going to define harassment? Is it just saying, wow, your game sucks. Can't believe you worked on this pile of shit. These are the things that people wonder if will be included in this anti-harassment policy. People who basically are just being publicly critical of the game. And there's almost no doubt in my mind that the reason this is out here now is because they want to attempt to dissuade people from being overly critical of the game publicly. That's what this is. And it sounds like a joke because it kind of is a joke. Don't say anything bad or we're going to sue you.
I mean, did someone from like the UK say this? What country is it where people are getting arrested for memes? Maybe they're talking about that place. Because this
Canada
is,
as well. Canada as well.
okay.
We'll have a legal team based in Canada, probably. Yeah.
Maybe they're talking about those people because that ain't gonna fly here in the States, man. This is America. If we want to talk trash about your game, we gonna do it. What the heck? That is pretty dumb. And then yeah, you're right. Who determines what is harassment? Is it just saying yeah, your game sucks?
It's an initiative from Canada, a source told the site. There's a team that monitors networks and acts quickly in the event of a targeted attack. Ubisoft also reportedly has psychological and legal support in place for employees who are targeted because of their association with the game, and activity on social media platforms will be monitored by a dedicated team backed by lawyers ready to file complaints when necessary.
Boy, these people can't handle the internet at all. Like, at all, man. Like, what do you think the internet is? How can you be successful if you can't handle internet criticism and trolling? That's just how it is. And the fact that you would make a statement like this, if you know the internet, you're literally provoking people to do it more often.
Yeah, you're
literally daring people to go and say that. You know, this is where we are now. You made a terrible game that nobody wanted to play. And of course, I'm sure, like you said yesterday, I'm sure it'll sell. It'll do numbers. There's a big fan base out there, but like, this doesn't help your case, man. Like, this is, what do you think? Like, making this statement, people, it's like, we'll show those gamers. They'll be quiet about our game. And it's just that it's weird. Oh, well, good luck with that.
Yeah, we'll see how quiet people will be. I think the game comes out in a couple days, so it's almost time for Ubisoft to put their money where their mouth is and end the harassment.
Listen, if you're in a when you were in a Call of Duty lobby or even SOCOM or whatever you were playing, and you said, guys, can you stop talking about my mom, please? If you said anything like that, the people on the other end of that mic were like, we got one, boys. It was going to get ugly. I mean, ugly quick. I heard words I never heard in my life. I was being called in those lobbies. And then I have to go like, Mom, what does this word mean? Don't you ever say that again. Okay. One of those. How can you be successful and not understand the internet? Crazy.
DD67 for 5 Brazilian. Atari, Enduro, Hero, Star Wars, Pitfall, Beach Volley. Those were the days. Now it's better. Yeah, like playing a movie in comparison. Thank you. Subway J, would you like it raw?
Cold cut, please.
Is that what you would say if you were a Subway? Instead of saying, would you like it toasted, you ask, you like it raw?
Would you like it raw?
Golden Nuggets, I know bingo wings, but what's a muffin top?
Some guys find it very attractive. Some guys don't. Put it that way.
Well, look, there are different levels to this.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't want muffin slop. That's we definitely don't want to go there.
Yeah. We're not talking about a little pooch or something. We're talking about Blast Radius for 5. The Dark Horse Aliens comics for Alien 3 were also good. Newton Hicks lives in those books.
I do have the Dark Horse Indiana Jones comics. I like those.
Dark Knight Rider for 2. Will Cap tell Congressman Bucky to do better?
Let's hope so.
I hope Captain America 5 is all about Anthony Mackie fighting for reparations and trying to get Bucky to bring a bill before Congress or something. Darth McBee for 2. Gina Carano says Jay is the 31st most handsome guy.
Yes, I did it. I won.
That would be impressive because there's 3 or 4 billion human males on the planet. If there's only 35, I don't know if Jay would take it as such a compliment.
Yeah, I don't.
Kingdom Hearts Gamer, Ubisoft just took down a VTuber for streaming Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Didn't we talk about that yesterday? They did take down some people that leaked it early or something.
Well, did this just happen, and were they allowed? Is it actually released yet?
That's
the official release is Thursday, right? Is there people that have early access to it?
The 20th. Yeah, 2 days. Yeah, I think it's the 20th is the release.
But is there an early access date for it? I guess
that I don't
know. Early access. It releases midnight, March 20th. So that's March 19th at 9 p.m. here. Or sorry, it's midnight for us. So yeah, it's midnight for us in North America, which obviously going to mean different times all over the rest of the world. There's no early access. So if they were actually streaming it right now and they had got it black market wise, then they're probably going to get taken down. But I don't know any of the details about what you just said. Chuck Berry, Jay, will you be going out to support Black Bag? Good cast, but it's bombing at the box office.
What is that? I don't even know what that is. Black Bag?
Spy movie? Is that one?
Someone sent me money to see Snow White.
Didn't Soderbergh direct that?
I know nothing about that film. Never even heard of it.
And it looks, it looked interesting to me. Yeah, it is. Steven Soderbergh directed it. Yeah, so it's got Cate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, Pierce Brosnan's in it. Yeah, it's out in theaters right now. But unfortunately, I feel like it doesn't have a huge budget, but it's like $50 million, $55 million. So it might be tough for it based off its opening. But yeah, it's out there.
I'm waiting for the JFK files, and then I'm going to watch JFK from Oliver Stone and match them up and see which one is correct. Me and Ryan went to solve the JFK conspiracy when we were in Dallas together.
I bought a newspaper from this black man on the side of the street who said it had everything I needed to know. It's a whole book. It's got supposed pictures of the autopsy that never before released. We all knew it was bullshit, but I bought it just because it was fun. But yeah, me and Jay were really confused. We got lost because the JFK.
I'm like, is that the window? Some random building?
Because the JFK
is that Lee Harvey
Memorial
Oswald's window right there? Yeah.
The JFK Memorial is blocks away from where it actually happened.
Yeah.
So we're fucking looking all over for where this shit is. Then we finally find it. Because we're what is that? That could be, but where's the grassy knoll? Where's all this shit? We went over to the fence behind there and looked. We did the whole thing. We did the whole thing out there. Overmod for $20. Okay, Jay. You got me too. LOL. I was sitting next to one of the people at the movies. Here's some money for your popcorn when you go. Hail to 199.
How much did he send?
$20.
Mother trucker, y'all gonna make me see Snow White. Freaking thanks.
There you
how
go.
embarrassing is that gonna be? Listen, I'm not a small man, I'm walking in, sit right next to somebody.
Bentley for 5. Did you first hear Did you hear about Tom Cruise's new movie? He's supposedly going to space with SpaceX and will be the first civilian to do a spacewalk at the ISS. I thought that...
That's pretty awesome of him.
I thought that he already did some... No, that's an untitled one. Yeah. Untitled Tom Cruise SpaceX project. Yeah, because things first started coming out about this like 3 years ago.
The chat is saying,
That'd be fucking crazy.
why can't you say the F word, Jake? I don't cuss. Jay, you fibbing? You want to go? I had no interest in seeing Snow White. I don't really care for musicals, even though everyone's telling me like I should watch Wicked, even though it's on streaming now. Everybody said that Wicked isn't terrible. And musicals just The Great Showman was like the last musical I enjoyed that one.
I think Wicked is pretty good. I think that the PR like tour for it was one of the cringiest, insufferable things. I hate that black bald-headed bitch, Cynthia Erivo. But I gotta be real. I think she gave a good performance in the movie. I think both her and Ariana Grande both gave really good performances. I mean, I don't think we're the main target audience for this movie, but I think they did a pretty good job with it. And the people that are big fans of the play really enjoyed it, which is what you should be doing, right? Those are the people you should be appealing to when you're adapting something like that that has a huge following.
Everybody wants me to say the F word in chat.
Blue Shell draw 4. Jay, you aren't getting the money. Jeremy is. So far, you don't have to go.
Actually, if I text him and say people sent $45 for having to see Snow White, he should PayPal it over. Fingers crossed.
But we're all caught up, Jay. That's it for us today. What do you have going on?
I'm heading out. I'm gonna pick up Krista, and we're gonna do some park hopping stuff, park hopping filming. So you should see a couple vlogs up. It's a nice day out. It's a fine 69 out there, ladies and gentlemen, according to my weather report. So that's what I'm doing today. One more super chat.
To clarify regarding the VTuber getting banned, it was a sponsored stream and there's still no word as to why she was banned. Olivia Monroe's the streamer's name. I know, Namens, you are a VTuber extraordinaire in terms of you keep up with all that stuff. I don't watch VTubers. So I don't
Krista
know.
the Snow White. Someone got to pay for that. I'm not paying for her.
All right. That's it. I would say we'll be back tomorrow, but we won't. Another group will. So have fun with them. They'll be here tomorrow. You'll have another Rachel Zegler crying in the thumbnail. I can almost guarantee that. But thank you guys. We appreciate it. Subway J, don't forget to write your review. How was my service? You kept giving me black olives, and I never asked for black olives. All right. Bye, everybody. We'll talk to you later.